Oh no. Oh no. I just had to leave out this restaurant and come back to my car because I need a moment of clarification. Mind you, I'm on a date right now and I'm with this girl. We get here. Let me give you a little rundown. I just watched this girl order a mountain of unhealthy decisions. I'm talking about extra cheese, extra slices, bacon, and more. Right? We get the drinks. We go over to the fountain. She's trying to get a refreshment. She looks at the refreshment. She goes, fills it up, does a taste test, hits it, says this is flat. I don't like this. She asks the people to refill the Coke Zero. They tell her that the Coke Zero isn't going to be refilled till tomorrow. They're sorry. There's something wrong with the machine. They should have put out something. She looks at the machine, doesn't want any other refreshment. No water, no juice, no air, no ice, bitch. Nothing. She goes back to the counter asking for a refund as if this was a team investment. Why the fuck you asking for my money back? I still want my food. Anyways, I started to get heated because she's going back and forth with the cashier, acting as if this is a debate. I'm getting a little uncomfortable. I leave to the car. I told her I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something, like I left something in here. I'm not going back because if Coke Zero has you this far in your emotions, I'm not built for what the fuck happens when you got a real life problem. All right, God, I gotta quit using hands, bro. Oh.
Listen, I mean, can you be mad at it? Can you really be mad at it? I think I would have been. I didn't eat out with the awful orders of unhealthy X, Y, and Z. It just sounds like she was being used. He was being used for just a good time. But this is a good idea. This is like what I always talk about: how men have to look forward, right? You have to look at what's happening and see what's. I mean, this may not be a red flag, but it's got enough of a red hue to it where you say, I don't want to deal with this. You're sitting there arguing with the server over a meal that you're not paying for, over the not having Coke Zero. Right? It shows like it shows where you're at. It shows a level of maturity and problem solving skills where he's absolutely right. Like, yo, if you can't handle this, then I'm out. And what again I like about the younger generation, they're taking dating the way they want to do. Us, we probably would have said, listen, I'm going to pay for this and I'm going to leave. This would be the last time you see me. But that's my style. And that's something that the younger generation is saying, I'm not going to bother with this. That's not how they're going to move. That's not going to move at all. So shouts out to young men deciding, you know what, you, the default position of women always being the more angelic of the species, the more innocent of the species. No, there are things that you guys do that disgusting, or just annoying, and just this is one of those. But before you continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. Still going strong, still trying to do two a day. Um, still trying to get the live streams in, knocking a few of them out at least once a week. We have the bigger little production. So if you missed that, tune in. So far, it's been on Sundays. It might change up, but I'm always trying to give enough lead time during the week so you can say like, all right, I can tune in usually by the evening times. But that being said, dating the way young men are doing it now, they're looking and saying that provider role isn't intrinsically the thing that they want to be. They're not looking just to be providers. They're looking to say, if there's not some sort of equitable nature in this, I don't see the point. I think when women are complaining or asking where the real men at, I think it's a different sort of a game. You're inheriting, or you're taking ideals from previous generations, saying this is how men used to be. When again, historically, I've never seen people go backwards. Socially, I've never seen us go backwards and say, oh, we used to do this, now we're going to do this instead. That's not really how we move as humans. So that is a bygone era. And if we even want to go back and entertain that idea, it's going to be cause and effect. You give them a good product, then you'll get the result. If not P, then Q. Right? Or if P, then Q. Modus tollens. If you aren't the women that men are looking to or inspired to provide for, to take care of, then you're gonna get bro behavior. You're gonna get left on dates. And I get it. I get on the other side of it when we always say, I don't want to be on your story time. Hey, I can't imagine what her face would look like when she comes across a story like this, because it is making its rounds around the internet. And like most things when they go out, when they get viral, it gets repeated. So do not be surprised if you see more male content like this. I'm sure there'll be some skits, but more men are going to look and say, I didn't know there was a viable option. I've been on dates where I'm looking and say, I'll probably never see you again. Right. And you know that sometimes 10, 15 minutes in, yeah, I'll never see you. And it's just because of the behaviors. Sometimes it's you aren't who you presented yourself to be, a whole host of reasons. But usually I want to at least try to repair the blackmail image and say, I'm going to show you a good time. But I'm not mad at this. I'm I'm really not mad at this. We're just like, I'm not going to do anything like this. And if I was in his shoes, he- yeah, if you were sitting there yelling at a server, talking about getting a refund be over a Coke Zero over a small inconvenience, yes, I'd be fine doing this. I'd be on the phone right now, talking to a couple of my guys. Say, could you believe this just happened? Um, so again, I'm always proud to see how the young men are deciding how that life is going to be. Right, and it in fact it reminds me of a story when I was younger. Um, it feels like decades ago, but I went on I went to go pick a woman up for a date, just something simple, movies. But you got set times. You got to go by this and this time. So on the way, tell I'm leaving the place. I'm like 20 minutes away. Halfway there, I let her know, hey, when I'm around the corner, all that. I'm being overly communicative. Hey, yes, I'm on my way. I'm here. So say the movie is like at 8:30, 8:45, and I'm in the car and I'm waiting, 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 waiting. She doesn't come out to 8:30. But I mean, she looks absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. But there's no apology. There's no, hey, listen, my bad. I messed this up. There's nothing like that. She just looks at me as she gets in the car and asks us if I had an attitude. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my face? By now, I'd driven like 2 blocks. And then she says something, we don't have to go. Okay. Right. So even then, at that age, I was like, okay, you got it. I turn the car around, you know, drop her back off home. And then I go home because now we've blown the movie time. And yeah, I have an attitude. I'm upset. She walked in here without acknowledging that she was late, had an attitude herself. And I just knew I was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this for the rest of the night. So I remember getting back home. This is when we all lived under the same roof. And then my bro was like, "You back already? That was the quickest date ever." When I told him about it, he's just laughing. He's just laughing. So I get just bailing on it's it's chasing bad money after good at some point. You see stuff like this, absolutely just walk away. If you got a story like that, or if you you have anything you want to add, you want to share, you think I missed something, let me know down in the comments. If you see videos on your screen right now, take a look at those. Let me know your thoughts about those videos in those videos. And if you listen to my voice now, you haven't subscribed, join the channel. We're building something incredible over here. I'll see you in the next one.